Hello everyone. My name is Dr. Thomax. For more than 30 years, I've had the privilege of walking alongside many older patients here in the United States. And this is Health Hub Central, a place where we don't just talk about health, but where we rediscover strength, freedom, and joy in life after the age of 50 or 60. If this is your first time visiting the channel, I warmly invite you to hit subscribe and tap the little bell icon, so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. Every week, I'll be sharing simple, practical knowledge that can truly change the way you live day by day. And if, while listening, you find something that speaks to your own journey, please share it in the comments below. Because your story might be the very thing that inspires hundreds of others who are also on this path with us. Have you ever felt that just climbing a short flight of stairs makes your legs feel as heavy as lead? Or those mornings when you step out of bed and suddenly realize that the muscles that once carried you so easily now feel weak and sluggish? I believe many of you watching this video have experienced that moment. One of my patients, Linda, 67, once told me, "Doctor, I'm not afraid of aging. But I'm afraid of the feeling that I can no longer do the smallest things, like bending down to tie my shoes, or lifting my grandchild to play." You see, aging doesn't just take away smooth skin or thick black hair. It quietly takes away muscle strength, the very foundation that has carried us all our lives. And then, we begin to ask, is there a way to hold on to that strength, so I can still live freely, independently, without relying on my children? I want you to imagine this. One day, you walk into the supermarket. Instead of heading straight to the aisle of expensive supplements, you stop at the beverage section. And there, not sodas, not overly sweet coffees, but simple drinks that could become your everyday allies in nourishing your muscles. It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? But simplicity is often the secret to health. I've seen many of my patients, rather than chasing after pills, make just one small change in their daily habits, and the results were remarkable. Modern science shows us that muscles don't die after 60, as many people believe. They simply fall asleep, waiting for us to awaken them with the right kind of care. And one of the gentlest ways to do that is by choosing what we put into our bodies each day. I remember an elderly gentleman named John, 72, a former veteran, who came to me struggling to walk because his legs had weakened so quickly. He told me, "Doctor, I don't expect to be 20 again. I just want enough strength to walk with my wife every afternoon." We started with very small changes. He added a few stretching exercises, but more importantly, we adjusted his diet. He swapped sugary coffee for green tea, soda for coconut water, and added low-fat milk to his breakfast. 6 months later, he could walk hand in hand with his wife in the park, and even joined a seniors dance club. That made me realize, muscle strength is not about age. It's about how we choose to nourish it. And nourishing doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes, a simple drink each day, the right kind, in the right way, can be the first step to bringing your muscles back to life. Have you ever considered that the drinks you choose each day might decide whether you still have the strength to hold your grandchild, tend to your garden, or walk with confidence through a busy street? I believe they do. And in today's video, I'll be sharing with you the drinks that science has proven, and I have personally seen in my patients, that can protect, and even restore, muscle strength after 60. These are not miracle potions with flashy advertising. Not expensive or luxurious. They are things you can find in any American grocery store. Refreshing coconut water, low-fat milk rich in calcium, soothing green tea, vibrant beet juice, or a simple protein shake. They all share one thing: they help ensure your muscles are not forgotten. Because muscles, my friends, are not just about looking young. They are about living independently, confidently, and fully in the later years of life. Before we dive deeper into each drink, let me pause and ask you this. Right pointing finger emoji. If your muscles became stronger, what would you do first for yourself? Would it be walking with your spouse? Hugging your grandchild tightly? Or simply standing tall, smiling, and saying, "I'm still here, and I'm still strong"? Sometimes, reflecting on that question is enough to help us see how we live, how we eat, and to ask ourselves, what can I do today, so I won't lose tomorrow's joys? And I'm here, not to give a dry lecture, but to explore that answer with you. Because I've witnessed, through hundreds of patients, that small, simple changes often carry more power than the longest prescription list. So, let's begin this journey together. Slowly, gently, like sipping a morning cup of tea. We'll go through each drink, each habit, and discover why they can become the secret companions of your muscles after 60. Are you ready? Low-fat milk or almond milk with added protein. Let's begin with a glass of milk, something most of us grew up with. Many people over 60 say to me, "Doctor, I don't drink milk anymore. I thought it was only for children." But the truth is quite the opposite. The older we get, the more we need it. Milk contains protein, calcium, and vitamin D, the golden trio that supports both muscles and bones. A Harvard study found that older adults who drank 1 glass of low-fat milk daily had 15% better muscle mass compared to those who skipped it. I remember David, 65, who suffered from osteoporosis and constant knee pain. We simply added 1 glass of low-fat milk with granola to his breakfast. 6 months later, he came back and said, "Doctor, now I can walk my dog without the pain." Just 1 glass of milk, so simple, yet enough to change the way we move each day. When was the last time you had a glass of milk? Coconut water, a friend to your muscles. If milk offers long-term nourishment, coconut water feels like instant relief. It's packed with potassium and electrolytes, which help muscles avoid cramps and recover after activity. Maria, 62, often suffered nighttime cramps. She tried all kinds of supplements, but nothing worked. One day, I suggested she swap her afternoon soda for a bottle of coconut water. Just 2 weeks later, her cramps were nearly gone. She laughed and said, "I never thought something I once saw as just a refreshing drink could save my legs." Here in the U.S., you can easily find coconut water at Walmart, Costco, or Whole Foods. The real question is not about availability, it's whether we pay attention to these small, healthy choices. Imagine this: instead of opening a sugary soda, you lift a glass of coconut water. Isn't that a choice not just for your thirst, but for your future? Protein shake, restoring aging muscles. This is often thought of as an athlete's drink, but older adults need it just as much. After 60, our bodies absorb protein less efficiently, so we need more to prevent muscle loss. A protein shake, made with whey, casein, or plant protein, can be a lifesaver after light exercise, or even as a quick breakfast. Janet, 70, often felt exhausted after yoga. We added 1 shake with almond milk and a banana. A few weeks later, she told me she no longer felt drained, and even had the energy to go out with friends. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Just a blender, some milk, a bit of fruit, and a scoop of protein powder. In minutes, you have a muscle meal in a glass. Don't you think your body deserves that kind of care each day? Beet juice, the red river for your muscles. This is a secret many marathon runners in the U.S. have used. Beet juice improves blood flow, delivering more oxygen to muscles. Muscles in older adults are like an old garden. Without enough water and nutrients, it withers. Beet juice is like a stream that brings energy back to every cell. George, 68, once loved hiking but couldn't anymore. We introduced beet juice each morning. 3 months later, he proudly told me he could walk 3 miles without losing his breath. When I asked, "What makes you happiest about regaining this strength?" he said, "That I can hold my wife's hand again and walk with her at sunset, something I thought was gone forever." Sometimes, just 1 deep red glass can bring back an entire evening of happiness. Green tea, peace for your muscles. Finally, let's talk about green tea, an ancient drink rich in antioxidants that reduce inflammation and support recovery. I often suggest patients replace an afternoon coffee with green tea. It not only helps the muscles, but brings calm, a kind of inner peace that age often steals from us. Susan, 64, was always anxious about her health. I asked her to brew 1 pot of green tea every afternoon and drink it slowly. After a month, she told me, "Doctor, I feel not just healthier, but calmer." Maybe that's what our muscles truly want, not just strength, but peace from within. A reflection. Friends, I'm not saying these drinks are miracles. But I believe, and I've seen, that they can transform your daily life. A glass of milk to start the morning. A coconut water to recover after activity. A protein shake when you need extra strength. A beet juice to fuel each step. And a green tea to close the day in peace. These aren't just beverages. They are messages you send to your body: I still care for you. I still want to walk this journey with you. Weak muscles don't mean you are weak. They simply remind us it's time to care more thoughtfully for ourselves. And sometimes, that care begins with the glass in your hand. My dear friends, Today, we've walked through a small journey together, one centered not on medicine or treatments, but on simple drinks that carry the power to nourish your muscles and spirit. I know, at this age, it can feel tiring after trying so many things, this pill, that diet, some new exercise, and wondering, will anything truly work for me anymore? But today, I want you to remember this: health doesn't always come from big, costly, or complicated things. It can begin with the simplest choice, the drink you reach for each day. David regained mobility with milk. Maria found relief with coconut water. George reclaimed sunsets with beet juice. And Susan discovered peace with green tea. They didn't do anything grand. They just cared for themselves differently. And in return, they regained something priceless: freedom, independence, and joy. So what about you? Are you willing to give your body a new chance, starting with just a glass, to feel strong, confident, and alive again? Think about tomorrow. What will you choose to start your day with? A sugary coffee that makes your heart race, or a gentle glass of milk to nourish your muscles? A soda full of sugar, or a refreshing coconut water that prevents cramps? The choice is in your hands. And each small choice today becomes a great strength tomorrow. Before we end, let me leave you with this question. Right pointing finger emoji: if your muscles grew stronger, what would you do first for yourself? Would you walk with your partner? Hug your grandchild? Or simply stand tall and smile, I'm still here, and I'm still strong? If you're watching this, I invite you to share your answer in the comments below, because I believe your story will inspire countless others. And if today's message has given you even a little spark of motivation, please don't hesitate to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. On this channel, you'll find more simple, relatable knowledge that can change the way you live each day. Aging is not a full stop. It's a new chapter. And you have the right to write it with strength, with peace, and with wise choices. Let's start today. Let's start with the glass in your hand. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.